wash our hands often to our elbows. These are the things we know. If people want to wear a mask, that is okay. These are the things we know to prevent you from speaking moistly.
Randy, you gotta understand, our format has not changed in 20 years, which is do something for an hour and then it's over. But we don't need you for the full hour. I have actually prepared something though for your visit here.
Okay, let me just hover on the red X up here.
No, I think it's a little political roundup contest with you and Nathan, since we're bringing you on as our big time political guest.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, that's the whole idea is why you're here is you're a candidate running for
Technically,
city.
Yes.
Technically.
Well, I don't know if you knew what happened, but the day a week before the election, the pandemic, they shut everything down. So they shut down and rightly so. They said we're not going to have it because it's of the priorities out there. This is a minor.
Exactly. This is your chance, Randy, because I don't know if you saw the polls, but I saw them. And
we don't have polls. We have no polls.
No, the informal poll was me and Nathan watching the debate and discussing what your chances were. That was the poll.
I was.
You were in seventh.
I was tallest.
That's true.
And according to Cosmopolitan, that makes me more likely to land my dream job.
You were also the candidate most likely to provide the answer of a variation of, well, what do you think? Which I thought was quite good.
But with an exclamation point, not a question.
One of those things where it's 3 punctuations of exclamation point, question mark, exclamation
asterisk,
point.
pound sign,
yes, pound sign, pirate sign, dash, dash, dash. Yeah, no.
Just to put your words into a sentence, you miss me terribly, and I miss you as well.
There you go. That's exactly what I was trying to say. So that's we wanted to bring you on to help stoke your political ambitions and
we're going to
make use of this time.
Am I your first legit guest?
That's right.
In this iteration of Free Cheese, yes.
Now, how long did the last Free Cheese last before you were called on not actually having free cheese?
Immediately. We were called immediately.
A year and a half, or 2 years. I think we did it.
Yes, we did not shut down for lack of cheese, so much for lack of time.
Well, by the way, Andrew got a real job, and he couldn't do a show until 2 in the morning in Guelph.
Yeah, I could not pop up to Guelph every Wednesday night from midnight to 2 a.m. And then come back and deal with a bunch of grade 9s at 8:45 in the morning, as much as I wanted to.
So
Randy,
yes.
By the way, I was just gonna say, I think it was with you, Randy, that I had experienced the one great free cheese incident where you and I got pulled over by the cops the one time you came to do a free cheese.
Good night, everybody.
You're ruining his political career.
Yes,
we'll never know what it was.
Randy,
here's the great thing. Here's the great thing about having all of your scandals, and I have enough scandals out there that people know I'm no bed of roses, but the good ones I'm keeping in the back pocket. I don't actually remember that.
Well, that's you came to do a free cheese one time while you were in Toronto because you had nothing better to do, and on the way back, you and I just got pulled over just by the cops. They asked us some basic questions. I think what the deal was is that you and I were from Toronto, which is sort of it's people that they're uncomfortable with. They don't like Toronto folk.
I don't. Were we driving your car or my car?
We were in my car. I got pulled over, and they just asked us me for ID. They came back and they sent us on our way. So I guess there aren't a lot of people cruising the mean streets of Guelph at 2:30 in the morning, and I guess we look shady or suspicious. I mean, to be fair, you are shady and suspicious, but I suppose I didn't realize that shade extended beyond the windows of a 2006 Dodge Stratus, but I guess it did, which was pretty impressive.
Listen, when you wear a low jack, windows are no barrier.
Well, here, let me see. I have one political question for you, for this. I want to get the wording right here.
Is it okay if I eat grapes? I'm eating grapes. They're crunchier than I thought they'd be.
We hope you eat on mic. We encourage people eating on mic on this show. People find the noise soothing, more so than Nathan. So it goes
before
me.
You ask the question. Go ahead.
Yes.
Finish your point there. Anyway,
I had no point.
What is the time limit on that motion sensor in your back?
It is completely. You know what? I've tried to fix this motion sensor so many times. I give up. We've been here like 13 years, and I've never sorted this thing.
It's literally like 3 seconds.
There I go.
It goes again.
So about every 20 seconds, I have to wave my hand. Whoop, nope, there. That one just went
every
right.
20 seconds.
You'd think with the kind of fidgeting I do, this thing would just be staying on, but no. I'm going to try one trick and see if it works. Hold on. Let me see if this does anything. If I turn it off and back on again. I think at one point I figured out if you did nope, that didn't help at all. If you did
you should just bring a lamp or something out onto the porch at this point.
God, this way is much more hilarious.
Oh, it is.
Anyway, here's my question for Randy. Randy Johnston.
Oh, sorry. Wait, Mrs. Fletcher found a clue.
Okay.
He's watching Murder, She Wrote.
so where are we? What's happening?
And he's wearing a suit jacket at almost midnight here.
There's been a murder in an opera house, and maybe you can let that slide. maybe that doesn't mean anything to you.
But for her and Tom Poston, and I'm sure a gaggle of big-time C-grade celebrity guest stars.
The biggest guy in this one was the guy that played Joey Tribbiani's dad.
I'm sure Alex Rocco will show up in the last 5 minutes to really pull this whole thing together.
His name was not in the credits. He's not showing up.
Is Angela Lansbury still going? I think she is.
Yeah, she's Dame. You mean Dame Angela Lansbury?
Yes, I do.
She's still around. There was a rumor that she was going to appear on the last season of Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? Wow.
So I sat through 8 episodes. I can't say to Amelia, it's not as terrible as everyone says. Angela Lansbury's coming.
Well, here's this is, Randy, why you have to have children, you see, because I knew Angela Lansbury is alive because I sat through a hour and 28-minute piece of garbage called Nanny McPhee, where Angela Lansbury doesn't. Oh no, of course you haven't. You have no reason to watch.
Oh no, I do. I do have a reason. There's a sidecar in that movie, so I should be.
There is a side. No, you're thinking of the sequel, Nanny McPhee and the Big Bang, which it does have a sidecar.
Most
Another movie
have a Big Bang attached.
Which to explain to our fans,
it's actually a straight up porn, Nanny McPhee and the Big Bang. Sorry, what?
To explain for the fans, Randy actually has a bike with a sidecar.
Oh, I thought you were explaining that it was in a porn. I didn't know which way we were going there.
Also, if you remember Head of the Class with Howard Hessman,
I do.
The redhead woman on that she's the opera. She's one of the. I don't believe she's a coloratura. I believe she's a soprano. But she's getting death threats. So
I only watched Head of the Class once Billy Connolly started, and it got good.
He was great.
Yes.
He was great.
Oh yes, the Billy Connolly years, the ones everyone remembers from Head of the Class.
There were some really weird moments in the Billy Connolly where like the humor just didn't work.
Wait, hold on. This is one of the sections we call Nathan's Hot Takes, where Nathan takes a really hot, controversial opinion. And in this week's episode, the final season of the Head of the Class, not as good. Oh, man, Nathan, I live for your hot takes.
It was such a bizarre casting. Like, what's the story there? Like, Billy Connolly wasn't even a known quantity back then.
He wasn't a real panty moistener like Howard Hessman, right? It didn't matter who you had in that fucking show. It was terrible.
Oh man.
Randy Johnston, councilman,
soon
to be councilman for Ward 7.
You know, if they wait, I think if they wait much longer, they may just wait till the next election, which will be in fall.
Well, prepare for
fall of next year.
I'm never going to get to my question.
See, that's
he's a
that's
skillful
politics,
politician.
Yes.
That's skill in politics right there.
It's a real teed up question for you, which is your campaign has been compared to that of a runaway freight train. Why are you so popular?
Oh, if we had time, if we only had the time.
We have nothing but time, Randy. There is no time. We can sit here all night.
Oh, maybe.
Can I ask you a question? So the debates, what did they like tell you? Like, you have exactly 1 minute to get every question. I missed the opening. I don't know what the deal was.
There was only the one debate. It was singular.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize.
There were 9 candidates running, 8 of which showed up.
Did they not think of like shelling out the extra $45 to have another hour on Rogers Cable for this thing?
I don't know. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, who can say? But no, they said it was months ago. I couldn't tell you for sure. I know we got something in the some kind of an email saying to prepare, and I stopped reading after that. So I think they wanted like a minute opening statement, a minute closing statement, and to keep all of your answers within a minute.
So that's 18 minutes of a 1 hour show already, just saying hello and goodbye.
Pretty much. And another 18 to say, yeah. Exactly.
I enjoyed whoever the guy was who used his hand as a metaphor for himself, for the people, or some such thing. What if you don't remember any?
You're putting a lot of demands on my memory here.
So I remember your debate better than you do?
Well, yes.
I should have. Okay, well, then that's good, because I have the exact same questions you were given during the debate. So let's run through them again and see if your answers are. No, I'm kidding. I do not.
Mr. Johnston, how many people live in Ward 7?
That are able to vote?
Yes.
8 grand or so, 8,000 or so.
Okay. Because there's only 603 views on that video, and 2 of them are us.
That still means they made it over a cool 6. He had 601 without us. It's exciting. How many of them were the people?
You can poo-poo our local political process all you like. Good people in Cambridge deserve actual free cheese. If I posted a website and I called it free cheese, come hell or high water, there's going to be free cheese.
But the good news is, I doubt it affected your chances.
No,
I've made dumb comedy videos on YouTube that gets 3 times as many hits as that. So maybe I should be running for Ward 5.
That's another 9 views, and then the parents of the candidates. That's another 9 views.
Well, that's the end of my political questions for Randy. But I did want to, in the spirit of having a local politician here, soon to be politician, pre-politician, politician in waiting.
Right, hang on a second. Hang on.
Politician elect.
I gotta get this number for the Acorn stair lift here. Hang on.
I don't.
I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Carry on.
No, I want to see how long you commit to the joke. I wanted to do. I'm going to do a little political quiz trivia thing here between you and Nathan. I'm going to name some fictional politicians, and I want to see if you can tell me what their position was, and not what their position was, what they were the mayor of, or
so these are all mayors. These are all.
Oh no, sorry, mayor or senator or congressman.
Oh, so nothing provincial. This is American centric.
Let me try this again. Just tell me where these are from. We'll keep it real simple. All right. So Nathan, are you ready?
I'm ready.
So what's your buzzer sound, Nathan? You got to buzz in, and Randy. So what's your buzzer?
Well, I got a new laptop, and the bottom right now on the screen, on the keyboard, there's a little light just says red. It's red. It just says leave.
Don't click that button. All right, just shout your. No buzzers. Just shout your answer if you know it. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Here, I got something here.
You see who's there. You go. Okay. There's Randy's got a buzzer right there. All right, there's Randy's. What's yours, Nathan? Now he's got a sound. You got to get a sound.
I got to get a sound.
Yeah, you got to do something. Randy took that extra mile to reach all the way around behind him to do something. You got the whole fucking TARDIS there. You must be able to find something.
I got bongos.
You've been gone for 7 years. Wait a second. Wait, if he's got bongos.
Wait,
well,
so you can't.
Got bongos.
Wait, you can't both have bongos and I just hear the sound of bongos. How am I supposed to know who's bongos? Fine, we'll figure it. Oh Jesus! Now it's a fucking drum circle. You people are the worst. There's a reason I knew.
I wanted a sound.
Yeah, but I knew I did the same sound.
I'm completely losing the thread of the show here.
But nobody wants a drum circle. Never. All right. Are you ready? Here we go.
I gotta go. I'm gonna pause it for a second here. Okay.
Wait, you could have paused this at any time.
I made my choice.
There, your future city councilman, everybody.
All right, let's.
All right, here we go. We'll start super easy. Easiest one I got here. Diamond Joe Quimby.
Simpsons.
Oh.
Of course. Oh, Nathan, terrible. And for each one, I want your quick assessment, Randy, of them as a political figure. So, how good a mayor is Diamond Joe Quimby? Do you think, in your eyes?
Well, he's been the incumbent for 30 years now, so he's doing something right.
I think it's largely famous that he is corrupt. I believe is what he's doing right.
Nothing's been proven.
For the multiple times it's been proven. All right, fair enough. Here we go. Number 2.
Yep.
Goldie Wilson. Yes, Randy.
Was that? No, it wasn't. I was thinking it was Charlie Wilson's War, but that's not.
No. Mayor Goldie Wilson.
He's the mayor of the city in Back to the Future.
That's correct. A point for Nathan. Hey, Nathan, what do you think of Goldie Wilson as a mayor?
Well,
now remember, he is black, so anything you say negative will be construed as racist.
Well,
Go.
he came from very humble roots.
Who are you, Andrew? What has happened? You guys, what has happened to you?
I've become very angry and political.
No, well, you become. I don't know what the word is for it, but
I was kidding, Randy. Of course.
Fair enough.
I'm I don't know. I'm just rambling. It's also late, but to be fair, I actually personally have a gripe with Goldie Wilson. Which, how hard is it to actually fix a clock tower? It would seem to me to be not that hard.
Well, but doesn't a clock that stopped with a lightning strike doesn't have a certain romantic charm?
I think. Don't forget, this all happened before the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yes.
Yes. Well, it was. But Goldie Wilson, it was 30 years. It was a broken clock tower.
Wait a second. Was Goldie Wilson the mayor in the 50s, or was he the mayor?
He was the mayor in the 80s.
Oh, well, in the 50s. Yeah. But it was too late by then. They ran out of money by then.
Marty gives him the run out of money. Have you seen Hill Valley? They've got a gorgeous mall. Their unemployed scientists can afford DeLoreans. It is.
He had family money. I think we established.
Yeah, but have you seen the Twin Pines turned Lone Pine Mall? It's gorgeous.
Yes.
All I know is I made it through the second movie and I drew a thick red line. I'm not going into the Old West.
Oh, really?
You didn't go a third time to the future. There's a time trap.
My instincts have always have never let me down, and I'm told I made the right call.
There's a time train in the third one. The third one's great. It's got a train. I'm in the dark. There we go. All right.
You know, Amelia wanted me to get rid of these congas. No, there's going to come a time.
There's going to come a time when you
Are these Congos Nathan and I? Is that the deal? All right. Oh, I'm in the dark. Okay. Your next one. This one is a tricky one. Thomas Jefferson Johnson. Congressman Thomas Jefferson Johnson. I will be impressed if anyone gets this one.
No? Is this a work of literature, or is this
these are all I picked terrible movies, or mostly terrible, some good.
T.J. Johnson.
What is it, Congressman?
Thomas Jefferson Johnston. I'm guessing neither of you have seen Eddie Murphy's The Distinguished Gentleman.
No.
I vaguely remember The Distinguished Gentleman.
I think I saw the trailer.
I do like it. That was an Eddie Murphy. That was when Eddie Murphy could still make a decent movie.
Well, he started doing comedies without jokes. It was this and Boomerang. They came back to back. It was like, hey, wasn't Eddie Murphy?
I don't remember Boomerang very well. I remember The Distinguished Gentleman vaguely, but I don't remember either of them well. But I didn't hate either of them.
No, they're not hateable. They're fine, but they're not funny. They're just kind of a couple hours, and you spend a little time with Eddie Murphy, and then they're over, and no one ever sees them again. All I remember is the posters for them looked almost exactly identical. I think he was adjusting a bow tie in both of them. Became the de facto move on the poster.
The thing is, I really don't think Eddie Murphy is actually that funny. I don't think he's ever.
What?
Sacrilege!
Yeah. Sorry, I just don't.
I will say this: his Delirious. I haven't seen Raw in a long time. Delirious does not hold up.
No, you mean for example really the very first minute where he says
not watchable.
It's a pretty homophobic first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah,
it is not great.
No,
it is kind of indefensible.
I still have fond memories of watching it as a kid, but looking back, I'm thinking I didn't think anything of it at the time, and now looking back, I'm like, what kind of a monster was I that I just laughed through that 30?
I don't think I understood the jokes.
He was swearing a lot. That like when you're a little kid, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what he just said. That's it wasn't that he was particularly funny. I mean,
it was a different time. Well, I don't know. The G.I. Joe swimming in the water still makes me laugh.
He did funny family stories; those were good.
Yeah.
There was fun to be had.
I'd like to see the original Coming to America again, and the original.
We did not too long ago. Amelia and I we run a Louis Anderson kick, so we
so that was what Coming to America, the couple seasons of Baskets, and did he do? Was he the lead of? Family. Was he the lead of anything ever?
The Wrong Guys. He played a scout, a Boy Scout, along with Tim Thomerson and Franklin Ajayi. They were Boy Scouts who grew up and went scouting again. And I actually had the poster.
Of course you did. All right. Here's your next one.
There's more?
I got 19 of these. Here we go. This one I think Randy, you should be able to get this one.
All right.
William J. Lepetamine.
Oh, that was Blazing Saddle.
Well done. There you go. Thank you very much.
I haven't seen that movie in decades.
Do you know who Lepetamine was? You must know, Andrew. You're an English teacher. You must know who Lepetamine was.
Yeah, of course I do. Moving on.
Look up Lepetamine. It's a fascinating story. He had an act.
Am I going to end up on a watch list if I type this into my phone?
No, his act. Lepetamine's act, and he was huge. He was a giant in his field in vaudeville. And he would basically he discovered as a child when he jumped in a pond that was icy cold, water shot up him because the shock to his system. He took some water from the back door, and he realized that he could control the flow of water in and out. And so, as an adult, he built an act where what he would do is he would get an enema, and then he would go on stage because he could fart at will. He could just fart. He could just.
I don't mean to interrupt. How was I, as a teacher, supposed to know this?
No, I have a bigger question. Why does Randy know this?
Why Randy knows this is because this information does nothing to better his life, make him any money, or improve his status at all. It's like all the things.
I love the theater. What can I tell you? No, look it up. He had a thing where he would play the flute. He would stick a tube in, and he would play a recorder type device, and he. Look him up. Trust me. There's no video. I don't believe there's any video of this, but that's where Lepetamine. That's where the name came from.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, my life is richer for having learned that.
Here's a congressman who I'm guessing you won't get, but you'll know when I describe him. Congressman McCoy. No one says his name out loud. He's an animated congressman, and you only see his name because it's on a little desk plate in a famous cartoon. but he's
Oh, is this
very
the bill?
Yes.
I'm just a bill.
That's right.
Jack
This is
Sheldon.
there you go.
As the bill.
Yep, this is the I'm just a bill, I'm just a regular. That one, Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
He watch Schoolhouse Rock. Congressman McCoy is fucking stacked. He's huge. He's got giant muscles, which he then uses to type the actual bill. And I never even noticed.
I don't think colloquially you know what stacked means.
Oh, sorry. He's packing it. He's swole. Is it swole?
He's ripped. I think it's ripped.
I believe swole is the new ripped.
Swole is the new ripped. You're right.
There you go. Stacked is the new swole. So it's quite you. Hey, here's your bonus question. What is the bill in the Schoolhouse Rock? What is it a bill for? Because it actually is for something. I watched it today just to see it, and he types the actual bill.
It had to do with
civil rights.
No, I forget what it had to do with.
I hope not. The Schoolhouse Rock video was from the late 80s.
They've been working on that a lot longer than that. I forget what the bill was for.
It's that buses should stop at train tracks.
Oh, yeah, that's more of a city ordinance sort of thing.
Sorry,
you don't need a bill.
School buses.
Yeah, maybe you need a bill for that. I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, look, you take this up with Congressman McCoy. That's right.
I'm afraid now. He sounds dangerous.
Well, watch out for him.
Or do I still need my bongos? Do I count?
Oh, you bet. No. You got. There's two more.
All right.
All right. Ready? President Camacho. It's a president. President Camacho.
Was this a wrestling term?
He's a wrestler.
Because Macho Camacho was a wrestler.
Yep. President Camacho.
Where was he president?
No, I think he's not the president. There's a president with a similar name who is also a wrestler. Okay, well there you go.
John Cena is the guy.
No, it's not a person. It's from a movie. No, I guess did nobody see Idiocracy?
No, I didn't see it.
No. I live it, Andrew. I live it every day.
Fair enough. Terry Crews is the wrestler turned president of the United States, President Camacho.
I love Terry Crews.
Whose main move is flipping people off when he comes up to the podium and flexing. It's fantastic.
Is Idiocracy worth seeing?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's funny. It has perhaps the greatest post-credits gag of all time, and I'm leaning that up against all the Marvel ones. This one is better.
Better than the Cannonball Run?
What is the post-credit? I'll tell you the Idiocracy one. You tell me the Cannonball Run one. What is the post-credits of Cannonball Run?
Well, Cannonball Run it was a Burt Reynolds movie, so they just did all of the outtakes.
Oh, it's outtake. Oh, yes, that's right. Watching Dom DeLuise giggle for 7 minutes.
Captain Chaos, man.
Yes. Yeah, I remember those at first thinking, because I love outtakes and credits, and I wanted them to be good, but it's mostly just Dom DeLuise giggling.
I would watch that. I'd watch that now. Wait, hang on.
Well, in Idiocracy, the joke is that Maya Rudolph it's two people who are frozen and they wake up in the future and the world's full of idiots. And Maya Rudolph plays a prostitute.
Were they asleep for 15 minutes?
Yes.
I took a nap. I woke up. The world was full of idiots.
The jokes have been the comparisons to now have been done to death on Idiocracy.
Right.
The gag is that she plays a prostitute and she's really dumb, and she spends the whole movie terrified that her pimp is going to get her. And Luke Wilson spends the whole movie trying to explain that it's 500 years into the future and her pimp is long dead. And then in the post-credits, a third cryostasis booth is found, and it's her pimp, and he goes off to find her. It's I don't do it justice, but the pimp's name is Upgrade, and that's just a good pimp name. Trust me.
That's kind of creepy, actually.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
I am a fan of Maya Rudolph, though. I love Maya Rudolph.
Oh, she's great. This is like one of the few times they let her be in a movie. Apparently,
have you ever seen? When she was in Bridesmaids?
Exactly. That's the last one you could think of.
Have you seen her? She did a graduation address. I'm not sure the university.
Everyone's done a graduation address. Everyone's doing graduation address. Have you done a graduation address for the kids of Ward 5? That might be a way to work your way into the hearts and minds of parents.
Ward 7.
I thought it was Ward 5. I got the wrong ward.
It's Ward 7. This time around is Ward 7. I have not been invited to address hopeful young people. That is not something.
You don't invite yourself,
no one has
Randy.
ever wanted my feedback.
Randy, you just make a YouTube video and then you send it out through whatever parents' councils or whatever school saying, here's an inspiring message from your Ward 7 counselor.
Especially if you're,
I'll tell
seated
you,
on a desk a little bit and you've got a Canadian flag in the background. And
I'll tell you honestly, I thought long and hard when the pandemic hit and all this stuff, I thought, should I start doing like proactive stuff? I thought, people have other things to worry about. They'll let them figure. They've got their kids to worry about. This is a teacher that they have to possibly put their children in charge by. They've got bigger worries than who's going to be their counselor for the next few months.
And that was talking myself out of work with Randy Johnston. I was going to take a shower, but I thought to myself, well, I'm just going to get dirty and have to shower again tomorrow.
No one can smell me on the TV.
How does your campaign keep running with all the, aren't you running low on funds?
What funds? I've got some posters made up. I have a website that's paid for. This isn't a gubernatorial race in the U.S. This is, I think $200 and change to get signs and posters, and that's about it.
But this was only possibly for a few months. What
happened? The previous the incumbent, the gentleman Frank Montero. I told you it's his birthday today, actually.
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes, I saw your posting there.
And he passed away in midterm. So the next election isn't scheduled for I believe next year in the fall, 2022, 2021 in the fall. And they thought, well, we can't let it go that long. So they had a by-election.
Ward 7 needs representation.
Ward 7 exactly. So the by-election was scheduled for March 23rd of this year, 2020. Yeah. And it's been indefinitely postponed, and rightly so. I mean, you can't have people going out and voting when you can't have them, standing side by side in a supermarket. So
who's voting on like water fountain ordinances and and whatever it is your job would ultimately be?
Not my problem right now. We'll worry about that.
Hey,
in the months and years
that's
ahead.
A soundbite we can use. We can
Randy Johnston, 2020, not my problem right now.
Not my problem yet. And then I'll wink.
I think didn't I make you some campaign posters, Randy?
I believe you that's what you said you had done.
I sent you something. I'm
no, you
pretty
did
sure.
send me something. I don't know how
I can't remember if it was. I think it was. I can't remember if it was a joke or for real. I don't.
No, they were jokes.
Oh, okay.
I did a very serious video to contribute to your campaign, and I emailed it.
Yes.
Because you requested it, and I emailed it, and then I reached out to your campaign manager. And she said,
that?
"Oh, we never got that."
Oh,
and so I sent it again. I don't know if you ever actually got it.
I will launch an investigative.
Is the dog or the parrot your campaign manager? I forget.
It's a lovely woman named Lori. She's delightful. But no, it is what it is. I was going to say the promotional. I forget what are we talking about?
It was like just a video. It was a video of me endorsing.
I got to shut this off. It's just too distracting.
Were they about to reveal the murderer? Are we cutting it to you?
It's okay. I've taped it. It's all right.
You've taped it.
You've taped it
on what?
Yeah. Well, because because who's awake at 7 p.m?
Using what? How do you?
Well, yeah.
Using my remote control.
But do you have VHS tape?
Is this a VHS situation?
Are we done with the questions? Because
if this is the kind of pressure you're cracking under, you're never going to make it in the Ward 7 world of high stakes, low stakes politics. What if people start saying, should these water fountains be a 1/4 inch higher to accommodate the slightly taller, stoop-shouldered man?
They will be lucky to have me.
Is that your second slogan, Randy Johnston? You'd be lucky to have me.
And I'm going to wink there,
This can do nothing but benefit your campaign, Randy.
Well,
it was a hell of a dream. Hell of a dream.
Well, that's been Randy Johnson.
Are we done? What's your next question here?
I'm out of questions. I had one question in a dumb game that. Oh God, no! I assume Nathan did some preparing as well.
Oh yeah.
I put a whole game together in a question. All right, so Nathan, take it away. Your section.
Of course.
That took a lot out of me.
I had an activity.
No, I mean,
I had
moving the
got
bongo
nothing.
there.
I had 9 more fictional presidents, congressmen, and mayors, but they were just going to get harder. It was just going to be a bunch of you guys not knowing answers.
Those were from incredibly specific to you questions.
I believe look, I tried to look up ones from like Mayberry RFD, so you would have a chance at them. But I couldn't find. The internet doesn't go back to the TV shows you used to watch, Randy. So, and I don't believe Sanford and Son didn't have a mayor, so I got nothing for that.
They lived in Los Angeles. Of course, they had a mayor.
No, well, not on the show. They didn't. Red Fox didn't have an episode where he went to complain to the mayor about the ordinances around the number of dishwashers on his front lawn. So we didn't. I didn't have that for you. Sorry. There we go.
I have a question for you.
All right.
I have a question. This is for Nathan in the TARDIS.
Yes.
Does the TARDIS come with nesting tables, or are those your nesting
I noticed that too. This image is actually free from the BBC.
There's also a hat rack over there.
Well, actually, with the TARDIS, one of the TARDISes did have a hat rack. I think the one after this, but no, there's a hat rack there. Sorry, and behind the the console. No, but this image comes from the BBC, where they provided free downloadable images from some of their TV shows that you could use as Zoom backgrounds.
And so you could be in Downton Abbey right now.
Yes.
No, you could just be in 7. You could be in 7 other different TARDISes. It's mostly for Doctor Who. There's not a lot of crossover to the do your own Zoom background / Downton Abbey fans.
Yeah, tap that market if you can.
Most of the Downton Abbey fans are saying sentences like, "Hold on, I have to finish recording Murder, She Wrote."
They wish.
Crunch. Sorry, all I can hear now is the sound of a grape being decimated in someone's mouth.
Wow.
A few more of those and your body's going to be... Is it a Betamax? Tell me it's a Betamax.
I never had a Betamax. I never had a Betamax.
When I started working at my current school, they had Betamax players in classrooms when I started in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the public education. We got it going on. People still go. They still have health people come into my office, smell the asbestos, and go, "Yeah, we got to do something about that." And then we don't see them again for 3 years. Yeah, we're gonna be real safe when they let us back into schools after the pandemic. Good fun.
So are your kids glad they're missing you?
That's a confusing sentence.
Yeah, that's a bizarre way of wording it.
Yes, they're not. I don't know. Is that a good answer? I don't know. I think the kids would rather be in school than at home with their parents all day, much like I would rather be in school than at home with my daughter all day.
I know this is recorded forever. She's going to come across this and say, "That's why I'm so messed up."
Oh, she's sick of me too, Nathan. Trust me. We just stare at each other. We're out of ideas.
What age do little kids use push cars? You know, those little pedal cars? Those little pedal cars you get?
Well, after she's done with a game of hoop and stick, she'll come in for a glass of Oleo. Then once that's over, I'll crank up the Victrola and we'll listen to Little Brown Jug a few times. Sorry, what was your question again, Miss Fletcher?
I'm in the process of going through my parents' house. And I have an old pedal car, like a little pedal car. And I don't know how old or big Beatrice is. I mean, it's obviously too small for Sam or Maya.
Yeah.
She might. I appreciate the gift. She might. Well, I don't know.
I was going to sell it to you.
Oh, okay. I appreciate the sale. What price here?
Give it to you.
All right.
If it fits her, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I don't know. They make them in different sizes. Carlos
I only have
has
the one size.
uh, Carlos has one for his son that's like a two-seater Jeep, not a pedal one. It's full battery with a working radio. It's pretty pimp.
Oh wow.
I think it's worth more than my car. I'm sure it has more value than my Hyundai Accent.
No, this
we
one,
were
this,
we
this
were
is-
always
this-
so jealous of the kids that had those things when we were
Yeah.
when we were little. Oh man.
no,
By the
we
way,
had-
this is how out of ideas I am. We took Beatrice's crayons, the ones you use in the bathroom to draw on the tiles. I brought it down to the car, and we drew on the car for an hour. So I got Beatrice
Wow.
she's pimped my ride. It looks pretty great. There's a unicorn on the hood of my car now.
Hey,
Well, it was your car, at least.
there's only like 3 months left.
of what?
Sorry?
There's only 3 months left to go, and then you'll be back at school.
Oh, baby, trust me. I'm praying on daycares here. That's my Hail Mary
Yeah,
prayer.
maybe in September, maybe.
With daycares,
Yeah,
they're businesses, baby. They'll be open soon. They don't. We already getting emails from the daycares going anytime now. Anything I do, any day, baby, any day.
and you can
Whatever.
begin to live again.
So you're not kidding when you say there's no format.
Oh God, no. Well, we're gonna.
Yeah.
We do have a format. Nathan's gonna edit the shit out of this thing
Yeah.
down till about 10 good minutes.
I'll fix it.
We've
in
only
post.
been here. We've been here for 25, and none of us have said anything worth remembering.
Welcome to Free Cheese.
Jeez, I was gonna say that. That's
Is this your
that's
first time here?
No, I was,
You've been on the show before. You know what it's like.
but that was a long time ago. That was what year would that have been?
See, this
That
is
would
the
have
problem.
been 2005, I think.
Your standards have improved, but the show hasn't.
It
So
was 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
right.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, you look like a bad guy from some other movie back then. I'm trying to think.
Instead of the bad guy from Indiana Jones.
There was
love
still a little more. There was still a little more Jimmy Stewart and a little less Belloc at that time.
I have a Sharpie here somewhere. I should just draw on
You
the,
should try it.
No, there's no format. All we've been doing is we put a song somewhere in the middle of the show, and then we come back and keep going. We do one song per show.
Well, since you brought up Indiana Jones, and I know this is not a recent film, but the fourth one, I saw. Did you see the fourth one with
The Crystal Skull, yes.
Crystal
Am I
Skull.
alone in thinking it was the worst movie that's ever been?
Oh God,
Yeah.
yes.
It's pretty bad.
It is
It's not
bad.
great.
He
It's
well, the fact that he survives a nuclear blast by hiding in a fridge.
that is the only good part of that movie.
That was
That is
that set the tone.
That
for
at
the
least
rest of it.
that at least had a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of silliness, and that was okay. It's the last 45 minutes of the movie, which might as well have been called "Point the Skull at the Problem and the Problem Goes Away."
Well,
Yeah.
everything
nothing-
about
And then
Yeah,
the whole
nothing
close
happens.
encounters of the third kind bit at the end. Ugh.
she
Well-
literally brought a knife to a gunfight. Like she's fighting people with a sword, and you got CGI monkeys. And first of all, if you say you're going to a city of gold, guess what? Screenwriting 101 says you have to have in your movie.
A
You
CGI
have to have a
monkey.
city of gold. You have to have an actual city
It's a
of gold.
metaphor, Randy. It's the gold was in us the whole time, or something. I don't remember. Yeah, no, I didn't have any problem with the aliens. People are like, oh, I can't believe there's aliens in this movie. I'm sorry. You believed in the first one in the literal Bible. So
Yeah.
get over the aliens. That is not the problem. The problem is the movie is hella boring. No one does anything. It's just them walking
Yeah.
from one place to the next. I've never thought I would say that Shia LaBeouf may have been the best thing in the movie.
Yeah.
At least he was trying to do something in a terrible film.
Have you both
it's-
seen that film?
Harrison Ford
it's
has
not a
been
film, but
mailing it in for a while.
there's-
By
there's
Jove. Oh, wait, another hot take in Nathan's. Harrison Ford doesn't try. Nathan, you are burning it up with these hot takes. Eddie
Mr.
Murphy
Blackwell.
isn't funny. You're like, whoa.
What was that? But there was a video that Shia LaBeouf did, where he's in. I don't know who did the video, but he's in it. It's something about where did Andrew go?
Oh,
We lost
sorry.
him. He's
I'm back.
About Andrew.
I'm
No,
here.
but it's a song about Shia LaBeouf. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen the video. And he's in it. He
It's
comes in at the
priceless.
end.
It is
Yeah.
priceless.
Oh, it's a wonderful video, and we're gonna throw to that video right now.
Finally, something decent. I actually finished the internet about 6 weeks ago. I completely finished it. There's nothing.
So who did it?
The zebra.
Excellent.
The zebra did it and he did it with a zither.
In the last episode
Zaire.
In the last episode of Murder, She Wrote, do you find out that Jessica Fletcher's been murdering and framing everyone the whole time? Because that would be such a good ending. Then it flashes back to every old episode, and you see her planning the evidence every time and hypnotizing people into confessing.
I do remember.
Brilliant.
I had a Cracked magazine once.
Of course you did.
Talking about how they
did it fall off the back of a bus? What's how are you gonna...
They brought back the ABC mystery movie, which used to be Columbo and Macmillan and Wife and I think Banachek, I think. And they brought it back. It still had Columbo, but they had a new show called Hawk with
that was with Avery Brooks.
With Avery Brooks. And
there you go.
It had a Burt Reynolds.
A spin-off from Spencer for Hire. There we go. Yeah, there you go.
With Burt Reynolds. And in this Cracked magazine article, the murder that happens, all of the ABC mystery guys have to solve it. And Mrs. Fletcher has been killed. And she's at CBS. So she's been killed. And the entire cartoon or illustration pictograph thing gets to where they're solving it in their own way. Columbo's way is just to pick the first guy and follow him around all day. At the very end, Mrs. Fletcher gets up and says, "I'm not actually dead. I'm just so tired of doing this every week." But Columbo had got that guy to confess to the next murder just to get him to stop following him around.
I used to get my haircut in university when I used to get haircuts, and I would go to the barber shop where they would watch Columbo while they cut your hair to the point where they turned the chair to the TV in the corner so you couldn't see yourself. You had to watch Columbo with them, and I'd never seen it. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'd never seen a Columbo before, and I was pretty into it. Like I thought Peter Falk was great. I was really digging the show, and then the evidence, the piece of evidence he gets at the end that causes the guy to confess is fantastic. It's basically, he speculates at one point that there was probably a struggle, which means someone's pearl necklace probably got broken, which means one pearl at least would have fallen into an upside down umbrella. Maybe. He turns the umbrella upside down. One pearl falls out, and a person just straight up crazy confesses on evidence that no court would pay any attention to. It was fantastic. I'm not a very picky viewer, but even I was like, well, this is ridiculous. I love it.
Columbo was the greatest show that ever was. And then later in years, Columbo, when it first started, it was such a mistake because you never knew. They never mentioned what kind of car he had. They never told you what his first name was. They never told you
enigma.
His dog never had a name. Nothing about him had any names. And I always kind of liked that because I thought that means that, I bet he doesn't even have a wife. He's just using this fictitious wife and his brother-in-law to make up stories. But in later years, they decided, oh, geez, he said he has a wife. Well, let's have a spin-off series called Mrs. Columbo.
Mrs. Columbo. Starring, I believe, Kate Mulgrew, if I'm not mistaken. There you go.
Columbo.
That's right.
She was a newspaper reporter.
Again, that would have been better if in the last episode of Columbo you find out that he's just a crazy guy who's not a policeman at all.
Yeah, I thought
I wish they'd be more creative on these, but I guess Columbo had some cultural weight at some point.
Or he comes home to a skeleton that he calls Mrs. Columbo and the last. I have so many great ideas for shows that haven't been on TV for 40 years.
Mrs. Columbo is the name of his supercomputer.
Which I guess would then have been an Etch-a-Sketch or a Speak and Spell or something. Oh, these are all great ideas.
Right.
There we go.
I think you guys need to storyboard this a little bit.
I think this Zoom call looks like a storyboard if you blur your eyes a little bit.
It took me 45 minutes to realize that I could do all three of us on my cell phone and see us all. It's very exciting.
I'm not really even sure how this works. I know that Nathan is lit up right now at the top. I can see him down below in his TARDIS. By the way, have you guys been watching this? The series is done, I guess, for the season is done of Doctor Who.
I watch everything, Randy.
It's gone a little off the rails.
Yeah, I haven't watched the new one.
I thought this season was good. I thought the last season was not so hot. I thought it was heavily preachy. I thought this one was a lot more fun.
I think don't know, the whole thing just kind of hit the ground. It hit the ground too fast. There's just too much going on. Too many. What do they call it? Conspirators, collaborators. What are they called?
Companions.
Companions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I like collaborate. This is the same man who wouldn't call his wife. Used the word companion for a decade. Actually, no. Once you got married, you start saying wife. But
before that, she, despite it being a great name and an appropriate name, she did not see the logic.
She did not care for companion.
She did not care for companion.
She didn't see herself as the charming sidekick in your little Doctor Who adventures.
I was happy to be her companion.
Here's a hint, Randy. You were.
Still finally, again, hot take from Nathan. Randy, not the alpha in a relationship. We'll put that.
We don't have
I'm going to
alphas
develop like
and
a little
betas.
thing that pops up. Hot take.
Nathan's hot takes. Oh, this
Milk
coffee's
is better
hot.
Cold.
Those Star Wars prequels, watched them again. Not so good. Well done.
I just want to see. I want to see a Star Wars movie where it's just basically Yoda and the Emperor go on like a planes, trains, and automobiles type road trip.
You know what? With all the spin-offs and sequels, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
I would welcome that, actually.
At this point, it can't get any worse.
Nope. The Rise of Skywalker was the lowest point that I think the Star Wars series will ever get to.
Yep.
It made me appreciate the boringness of Solo more.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Solo. I thought
was
it was
fine.
all right. It was all right.
It was dumb, but in the cold light of in a post Rise of Skywalker world, I will reevaluate my. Solo has jumped up leaps and bounds, and it has a coherent story ish.
Yeah.
So you got that going on for you.
Yeah. No. They fly now. They fly now.
Yes. Rise of Skywalker over 2 hours has 2 good minutes in the whole thing, and they're all Babu Frick.
Yes.
That tiny little alien, an itty bitty alien with power tools is the only thing worth salvaging in the whole.
I wonder if you went back in time.
Nathan, here it comes.
We gotta see who did it.
It was Mr. Cole. It was Cole. Obviously.
Of course it was. You didn't know that?
Here you go.
Needed someone to place the calls.
If you go back in time to 1976, and you told George Lucas.
Does she ever not solve it?
No, she always solves it. I mean, I haven't seen every one, but I'm pretty sure.
Now, here's my hot take, liar. You have most certainly seen every murder she wrote.
I know that she never got her Emmy for this show, which she should have.
Oh, the injustice. Well, they still have time.
You mean where a doddering old lady played a doddering old lady on TV? Yes. What a stretch. Yes, she's also waiting for her Oscar for bed knobs and broomsticks at the same time. Being old and British doesn't make you good.
David Tomlinson also should have got an Oscar for bed knobs and broomsticks.
No, you know what? We watched Bed Knobs and Broomsticks with the kids because I have such good memories of that movie. Man, is it ever slow moving? Like
even the soccer game.
We need to get this ready for our new segment, Talking Knobs, where we talk about bed knobs and broomsticks.
No, Andrew, it's knobs talking knobs.
Knobs, yes, knobs on knobs. I was going to change it as you were correcting me. There we go. So for this week's Knobs on Knobs, we'll be talking about the soccer game. Nathan, take it away.
The soccer game is the highlight of the whole thing. The rest of it is just like, even the soccer game goes on like quite a bit too long.
No, but it was a game. It was a game of goalies. It was all about the goalies. You got the gorilla on one side. You got the elephant on the other side.
On the other, yeah.
Just the battle of titans.
All right.
Clash of the battle titans.
But It
There's a
was
movie
made
that-
in the dark time of Disney when they couldn't do anything good.
Now,
mean, there's-
how would
No,
you?
it wasn't. It was made on the
What?
heels of Mary Poppins.
But the movie's like 2.5 hours for a kids movie. That's crazy.
Mary Poppins is that long.
Yeah, I know, but it's insane.
Now, my question is, how does
Mary
that
Poppins
soccer
had
game
better pacing.
hold up against the Harlem Globetrotters playing robots on Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Well, they had an advantage in that Gilligan was on their team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He was on the Globetrotters team, and he
Yeah.
does score the final basket. Now, does anyone remember how they learned to beat the robots?
Oh, by playing their crazy style of
That's
Globetrotter
right.
ball.
They play straight basketball in the first half and they lose. And then, the professor figures it out that their programming won't be able to predict the crazy Globetrotter style. It is maybe the greatest fictitious sports
Now,
game of all time.
Why was Gilligan's Island never in reruns, and why is it so hard to get a hold of
What?
now?
Are you kidding me?
What?
But it went into
Was it never-
reruns.
Oh, wait.
until,
Now
no,
we're
hang
on to
hang on.
Nathan's wrong takes. Wrong takes with Nathan.
No, but it was
It was
in
always
reruns
in-
through the 80s, and then it stopped, and then you
Nathan,
never saw it for
They
I
stop
have the-
everything. Reruns of everything stop after 20 years because
Why it was is, Nathan, you grew up in Fergus, and they didn't play it in Fergus because too many people there thought it was real, and it was really upsetting to the people in Fergus
Especially when
because they
didn't
dumb.
escape.
That's right. They're just sitting there
Don't
frustrated.
They get away in the last episode. Don't they finally get rescued in the very,
No,
very, very
no.
last episode?
they made a
No,
movie.
Nathan, no. They made a movie to, yes. Randy and I can both answer this question correctly in great detail if you like. But essentially, they made a movie where in it they find a plane and they fly off the island, except that the plane crashes, so they end up back on the island. But then the island starts to sink, and so they build a raft out of huts, and then Gilligan wants to cook fish on the raft huts, and it catches fire, but that smoke signals an airplane, and they're saved. Or a helicopter,
Oh.
I can't remember what. Is
But
that
they
about
thought
right, Randy?
Gilligan had well, you're close. They thought Gilligan had drowned at one point.
Oh,
It turned out
okay.
he didn't. But what's
Sorry,
crazy,
I-
if you watch the movie, they actually in Hawaii, I imagine it's Pearl Harbor, they pull in and there was everybody in Hawaii gathered to watch this scene where they got the rafts all coming into Pearl Harbor. And it's quite stirring to watch all these fans of Gilligan's Island just screaming and shouting and loving Gilligan's Island because they're coming in on the huts. It's like a parade, but it's just
Yeah.
And then the back half of this movie is the most insane plot idea, which is then Gilligan and the skipper need to collect the insurance money on the minnow. So they have to go to everybody on the boat to get them to sign a document to say it wasn't their fault the minnow sank. And so they end up going to everyone's little new private adventures and helping solve their problem.
and everyone's miserable. Everyone's miserable. With
The professor's sad because the professor's story is kind of funny. He's sad that everything's been invented while he was away. The Howells, I think, are no longer connected to their rich friends. Marianne is still. Oh, what is the Howells problem?
The Howells. Here's what didn't make any sense. They go to see the Howells, and of course the Howells are delighted to see Gilligan and Skipper. But their friends think the Gilligan and Skipper are awfully uncouth.
That's
I'm
it.
sorry. When you're at that level of wealth and power as the friends of the Howells, they're not shitting all over Gilligan and Skipper. these are this is an amazing story. These are people that be like, tell us more about this. They're not going to be like, oh, I can't believe they used that fork with that fish.
The best storyline is that Marianne is going to marry the guy she was betrothed to before she left, that he's been waiting for her for 25 years, which I think is pretty great. But she
Yeah.
don't want to marry him because now she's a rich, independent coconut lady or whatever. I don't know.
No, she was still working on the farm.
Yeah, no, and I mean, she's discovered herself on the. I don't know.
Is this?
If I was
is this-
betrothed to Marianne, I'd be tempted to wait around. She was pretty cute.
That's more speaks about your prospects than hers.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Hey!
What happens in Kansas stays in Kansas.
I don't remember what the movie star's story was.
Oh. She didn't like that she was being asked to perform. All of a sudden, it was basically like a casting couch situation. And,
All right.
And Ginger was not having any of that. Or
Right.
the actress playing Ginger was not having
It gets real dark for about 10 minutes. There's a lot more talk of hand jobs than you usually get on Gilligan's Island, which
Well,
is any. And then at the end, they all
Ginger-
reunite, take another cruise, and they crash again. And that's the end of it ends with them on the island.
Seriously?
Yep.
I thought it sank.
No, with
No, the
another
different boat.
island.
He got because they went to all this rigmarole to get the insurance money. They got a
Yes.
brand new boat, and on New Year's Eve they had a special New Year's Eve cruise. And during the New Year's Eve cruise, the weather report not heated.
But seriously, like how far? I'm assuming they're leaving from coastal United States.
Randy, so you remember what I told you about people from Fergus believing this is real? Nathan is already struggling with this
How does that
story.
They were
work?
not in the
Like,
co-
how
they were
do
not
you
in the coast
drift
United.
that far.
They were in Hawaii.
Yeah,
They
but
left from Hawaii.
there's
They were always in Hawaii.
But they're still probably within easy search range of. I mean, Hawaii has a military base. They must have. They must have the ability to search for these people.
Now they might. This is
They had the
1965.
military base back in the 1940s.
They had better things to do
They had
than to search for
aircraft
this.
carriers.
People went missing at sea all the time. Come on.
But wouldn't it tug at their heartstrings to know that these castaways were cast away once more?
Well, they only would have been looking for the Howells and Ginger.
Yeah, well,
There's no way they care about. It was only in recent years that they started caring about the pilot on the Buddy Holly plane.
yeah.
Originally they didn't care about it.
I
Now
think
they
my
do.
light has fully committed to being a strobe light at this point.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I think I must be in the. I'm not in the proper sight line of this thing. Maybe if I push this chair further back, or I'll go careening off the back of this balcony.
it was not
Which-
like this last time.
Nope, I don't. It's doing something really cool this time. It's
Am
very
I
exciting.
able to take? I know this is fascinating. Am I able to take a quick hiatus to run and get a beverage from the fridge?
You can take a hiatus. You can call it quits. Whatever you prefer.
No,
Sunshine.
I have nothing. What am I going to go to work tomorrow? Come on.
That's true.
Perfect.
All right. Well, while Randy is off doing whatever he's doing, we'll actually throw to a song this time, and we'll be back in a second. Finger.
Can't fake it, can't shake it. Don't tell me that you've done nothing wrong. Forsaken, unshaken. Get out of this place, you don't belong. Believe me, you've weakened. Don't let the words you hear make sense to you. Obsessive, repressive. If you run, don't let her run right back to you. Blame Wendell if you think you're right, is what the light has said. Blame Wendell if you think you're right. You can tell him yourself tonight. Or you can tell him yourself tonight. Denied it, defied it. Don't you know the words you say crucify you? Unseated, believe me, no one knows you when you try to be the man. Confided, don't try me. Don't let the words you say make sense to you. Obsessive, repressive. If you run, don't let it run right back to you. Blame Wendell if you think you're right, is what the light has said. Blame Wendell if you think you're right. You tell him yourself tonight, or you can tell him Or you can tell them yourself tonight.
Hey,
And
Nathan, bring
we're back.
it. We're back. And we're back. Well, let's just call it that thing instead of that song.
After that amazing song.
It's not a song, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you play
Let's just-
songs in the.
I have been writing COVID themed musical theater parody songs for this thing. I've done 3, and I have had better vocal performers than I do a couple of them.
Who's been singing for you? Because my phone has not rung.
You know what? I should have got you from the last one because I did a My Fair Lady song, and you might have been.
English accent is just right on. Mine.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that was about as good as Audrey Hepburn's. Nope, this place is no good for this sensory. I'll try over here. There we go.
Figured this out ahead of the show.
If I was your neighbor, I would have called the cops on you like half an hour ago. Some lunatic in my backyard.
All my neighbors are in their 90s. They'll be waking up in 4 hours for breakfast. But right now, this is the twilight hour. This is where everyone is goodly unconscious. Nope, no better here. I'm just gonna get. I'm gonna start doing this. Just for the next little while. I'm just gonna do this maneuver. This will keep things going. I really should start having you prepare segments for this show, Nathan. I want to see what you come. Didn't we? No, yeah. Didn't we do this before, like on the old show where I'm like,
back.
where I was gonna make
done, baby.
the one and done. That's right. Well, now that you've done this show, Randy, you're going to be huge and famous and rich in politics, and you won't need us anymore.
That's the dream.
What's great about these Zoom videos is we can just take your footage and edit in different questions.
Yes.
And you've given us some sweet answers that we can plug into this.
Well, yeah. Who really thought politics was going to work?
I don't know. I didn't know how hotly contested these seats were. I didn't realize there would be are there that many people with no education or no futures or no plan that they're like, municipal politics?
Let's put it this way: there were a couple people that were going to run no matter what, and I thought I'll run. And I'm honestly, if I win, terrific. If I don't win, terrific. Who cares? It's not the end of the world. I can still help people. I can still do what I can. But all of a sudden there were 9 people running.
Yeah, that's huge for.
And I think, well, it is
a
for a by-election. But I think it's because a lot of, if you've seen the map of the area, a lot of it is not yet developed. A lot of it is undeveloped. And a couple of the people that are running have real estate ties. That's not to say that.
Is this a hot take that Randy Johnston is calling his competitors corrupt?
No,
Excellent. Go on, Randy.
It's not to say that they are, but the fact is that there's a lot of interest in this.
You should have brought this up in the debate.
Yeah. Oh my God, this would have made it so good.
You would have gone viral.
I just like to say some of my colleagues up here, my co-candidates, really could benefit for a lot of these things in pocket. And, not you, guy on my right.
I don't think there's any. It's not new. There's nothing new about it.
Well, yeah, but it would have turned the debate into something that would have been awesome. It would
No, because the thing, I'm sure everyone's perfectly honest, perfectly reasonable, but it's one of those things that you say, okay.
See that part what you just said? That's one of the things we're going to edit out when we edit this thing. that part goes, and some line from earlier that sounds way worse is coming in. Nathan, this is going to be a big editing job for you.
Being the politician, you're playing politics. Right,
I can't. I don't know what kind
Nathan,
of.
Cannot
Nathan,
confirm nor deny.
Turn the record button off on this thing for a second, Nathan. Let's ask that question again.
No.
Okay,
you didn't turn it on, did you?
This is preserved for all time.
I can always go back to doing adult films.
McCabe and Mrs. Miller and other things that only old people watch. Is that what you mean?
Well, but here's what you should do then. Is you should start getting into real estate in Ward 7, because apparently that place is going to be developed like crazy.
Yeah,
in the
especially
next
if someone
few years.
if someone competent gets elected, this thing's gonna blow up.
If only.
We should buy up all the empty lots in Ward 7.
Oh,
That would,
No,
yes.
Randy doesn't have $40, Nathan. Let's not go crazy.
I don't even have a mule.
So,
$40.
Randy,
I think it's at 40 acres. Yeah.
with your campaign on hold, this is my next political question. What are you doing in these the dog days of summer with
To help your community in Ward
to help
7.
your community in Ward 7?
I'm staying out of the way. I have pretty severe asthma, as you probably know, and so I'm
Fake
one of the
news.
higher risk individuals. So I haven't been anywhere. I haven't done anything.
And you are in your 60s plus, right? Or just dressed that way? I can't remember which it is.
Well, he
But,
does watch Murder, She Wrote, so that's a...
No, but
So
as far as I haven't really. Cambridge has been. People when the garden centers opened up again, people are out there shopping and everything. We get everything delivered here. Amelia goes out from time to time, but I pretty much I haven't had pants on in about 6 weeks.
So suit jacket, no pants.
That's the look.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like a funeral director in Barbados.
Yeah.
Mm.
See,
Or
everyone
not
thinks,
Barbados, Bermuda, because you wear
Everyone-
Bermuda shorts.
everyone thinks that you dressed up for our show, but we know better.
We
You
know.
sleep in
things.
those clothes.
Are you getting like notes from your many fans?
Oh, that's right.
No.
Your visit here has been highly anticipated. We've been advertising it for weeks. You should see the promos. We took edited clips from the debate to really stoke your interest. The man who said, "I don't know, what would you do?" is here tonight with hot takes like, "Well, now I have no experience in this field, but my ignorance makes me a genius," and so.
And also,
don't think that was the
my
worst.
fellow candidates are in real estate. And
No, just a few of them,
corrupt.
just some of them.
My fellow candidates are all corrupt monsters.
No one is corrupt, as far as I know.
Oh, said like a professional politician. my
Actually, well,
God.
speaking here, you guys, maybe you guys can help me out, because you guys are clearly, since we spent a half an hour talking about Gilligan's Island, clearly you guys are on the cutting edge of technology.
Oh, yeah.
I have been when I left the radio station, when I retired from all that, I thought I didn't know what to do. Some people were saying I should start a podcast. And I think you guys were saying I should start a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know the first thing.
I believe you
But
said
if
you
this-
should start a podcast. We didn't
if
tell you.
this-
You told me.
But if this is all there is to it, like, is this really all there is to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've
Well,
wasted
no.
a year.
This is all there is to it, technically. But to be good, you have to have some plan or something.
No.
Luckily, we have set a precedent of having no plan, so this is kind of our thing. So you can't jump on that.
That's a Seinfeld thing, isn't it? Having no plan. It's a
That's
show
right.
about nothing.
It's a
Yeah,
show
but we
about
did-
nothing.
We were the first when we did a radio show. We were the radio show with about nothing, and now we're the podcast about nothing. And
The radio
we
show
were,
came about 5 years or 6 after Seinfeld.
Yes.
yes, no, we are exactly the same as like 95% of the podcasts out there.
I don't know. Are you supposed to talk about the fleshlight then? Are you supposed to?
What
Well,
podcast
I've
are
had-
you listening to?
I've had one on the whole time we've been doing this. I'm not, of course.
Is that what that light is in the background? Is that
That's
why
right.
your light
I
is
haven't
on?
I haven't plugged into the house, and it keeps draining the power from the home and a whole city block because I have it on a setting that's rarely used by people.
It's like
It's called-
medium, extra spicy, and industrial.
It's on. I have it set on mangle. See, things are already mangled down there, so I'm hoping 2 wrongs make a right, and everything gets fixed this way. But I have yet to pull it off to see.
Ooh.
That's right.
You know what? I'm gonna have to pause
Oh,
for a
there
minute.
goes.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Our guest keeps leaving.
Funny that did all our fleshlight talk make him uncomfortable?
Apparently, give him some ideas.
Then when he comes back, you show him the remote control you have that activates the flashlight so that you can do stuff from here.
He's like, oh, there is a mangle setting. He just had to go check.
There's a dangle setting, baby. Yeah. That wasn't anything. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there in hopes that something sticks. Let me see.
Oh,
We'll just look.
I have
Sorry?
a movie recommendation for you. If you
Oh, yeah,
haven't seen it already, you probably have, but Pacific Rim 2.
Oh, yes, I've seen Pacific Rim 2. Of course, I saw it in theaters, Nathan.
Yes, I know you did. I was just I know you've seen every movie in theaters.
Pacific Rim 2 is fine.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
It's absolutely fine. It is like it's a low budget version of Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Like it's the animation's a little
was a
crappy.
big hit though, wasn't it?
Yeah, first one's a big hit, but the second one they waited a long time. But luckily they were able to pin down superstar Scott Eastwood tearing it up in Pacific Rim.
And John Boyega.
And John Boyega, yeah. When you've got Boyega and Eastwood, oh
Yes.
man,
That
but
is
Scott Eastwood. Let's not go crazy. And a third lead, that guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know,
yes.
you're
You've
the
got a
crowds.
winning combination.
What did you see? Pacific Rim is one of those movies that I sat through for 2 full hours. Zero recollection of that movie. I remember neither being bored nor being impressed, but sort of going, well, this is a movie I'm currently watching.
Yes.
Stuff is coming into my eyes and coming out. That's all I remember of Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
Give me your review,
It's got
Nathan.
a lot of complicated, there's the young girl.
Oh,
right,
it's complicated?
Well,
Is this Fergus complicated or actual complicated?
No, Fergus complicated.
Oh, okay.
No, because you got the young girl there who builds her own Jaegers and how she wants to be,
By the way, for those not in the know, Jaegers are not kind of shot. That she is not a bartender. Jaegers are giant robots.
These are
Continue.
giant robots. Anyway, so she has to work through some stuff. John Boyega's got to work through some stuff with his living up to his dad's reputation. And
Oh, by the way, Nathan, before we forget, the moment you see Randy coming into frame, move your camera away from you so that he thinks we've left. I just want to say.
I just dive out of the way.
Exactly. Just like that. Get ready? Here, we'll practice. 1, 2, 3.
Practice.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
God, you can see my couch. I'm gonna move this back. These Zoom backgrounds are really weird. Like the way
all you have to do is just lean further back and you disappear into the background. No, you don't. Never mind. Oh, your face just comes out of the floor. Ugh. Oh, that's.
Hey, sorry about that. You're still there?
3, 2, 1. Surprise!
Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
He's gone again.
we can really pick these guests.
Yeah.
So Nathan,
We can, but
you know what we're doing. You know what we're doing next week. We are contacting one of the other city candidates.
Yes,
I think that's our goal. I think I finally have a direction for this podcast. It's the Cambridge Ward 7 election. Randy, could we get the contact information for your opponents? We're thinking of having one of them on a week for the next 7 weeks.
Do it.
I think maybe the unscripted nature of this show might be off-putting to some.
I don't know who would do it.
Well, the guy we'll probably have on next week looks a lot like me with a fake mustache. So I'm excited to have that guy on.
You already look like you with a fake mustache.
My goal for this episode of Free Cheese is 604 views. That's all I want.
Right.
That's all I want out of it. I wanted this to be more influential than the actual debate.
Well, if we want it to be like the debate, ask me one of the debate questions, and I'll do a Randy answer for you to see if I can do it.
Well, Randy apparently has no recollection of the debate, but I can find it. I can find it out.
I have a recollection of the debate.
See if you can find one of the questions. I want to see if I can remember how Randy answered the question.
A lot of them were yes and no. A lot of them were yes and no questions. I remember that.
No, you provided yes and no answers. Everyone else gave full minute answers.
No. A lot of them were like, I want a yes or no answer. And I remember specifically saying that is not a yes or no question.
they say just give us a yes or no and move on.
Yeah, or something like that.
David, it's okay. You can just try and remember one.
Budgeting. What skills do you bring to the table when it comes to working with a large city budget and allocating it?
All right, now let me see if I can simulate this from the debate. 6 people before all answered like this. Well, as a small business owner, or, well, I've been working with the Chamber of Commerce for years. Let's get to Randy. Well, now, for me, I believe my lack of experience actually will be the key to me being excellent in this field. I want to learn. I'm not afraid to say, I don't know what a budget is, or what money is, or where the bathroom is. Because by learning, I be like you. And so, that's a minute, right?
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
Oh, we'll put that little prove me wrong. Cut that in after we asked them about corruption earlier. Editing job of a lifetime, Nathan. I believe you can do it. Anyway, that's me simulating your answer to that question. I'm sure I'm not quite nailing it.
Yeah, there got to be some jobs online I can get. Eh?
Monster.ca, that's still a thing, right? Workopolis, are these still places?
I haven't checked my AOL.
Are they just for Primerica now? Or are they the only people left on those sites?
I don't know. I think LinkedIn is like the big employer now. I don't know.
Is LinkedIn an employer? What is LinkedIn?
LinkedIn is
I'm on
Facebook
it and I don't know.
It's Facebook for professionals, but it's one of those that like it's actually turned into quite the dating site actually, because everyone's like it's huge for dating now. It's way bigger than any of the other.
You can show someone.
Is that because you'll date someone with a job?
People can look up the resumes, right? Because no one's going to lie on a profile. No one's going to lie on their LinkedIn profile. So they're actually getting like their real job, what they really look like, all that stuff. So it's turned into this huge, dating, hooking up.
Do you have a LinkedIn profile, Nathan?
I do. Do you? You should.
No.
As an educational professional.
Why?
You never know. Wow.
I'm never getting another job this lifetime.
Yeah.
I barely work at the one I do. And Randy, do you still have a MySpace page?
I do. I think I'm my only friend.
I wouldn't be surprised if MySpace came back as a retro thing.
They tried to bring it back as a music site, and it did not last.
Yeah.
People, you know what? People do not engage retro technology. They're not super into that. Hey, you know what we should do? Bring back dial-up modems for retro fun.
It's so funny you say that, because for Amelia's birthday, I got her a grandfather clock. I don't know if you can
Seriously?
see it. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wow.
My.
She's not a fan.
So what you mean to say is you got yourself a grandfather clock.
The gifts you've bought her are a basset hound that drools all over and eats its own shit, a grandfather clock that takes...
It doesn't have to be his own.
So you bought a shit-eating dog, a clock that takes up most of the living room. Did you buy her your motorcycle and sidecar? It's got a sidecar, baby. That's where you sit.
Well, technically, she owns it. No, she likes it now.
The clock, the sidecar, or the dog?
She's been in... I can't speak for the dog, but she's been in the sidecar several times. I think you have too, have you not? You've been in it. I don't.
Oh yes, I have a video of me in the sidecar. You have
a video of the floor. You have a video.
That's
of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't have great control of the camera in that sidecar, but no, you took me downtown. We got a fancy coffee.
Yeah.
And we drove back home in the sidecar. There was a moment going up a hill. I was a little concerned that this would be the end of Zombie Shakespeare.
I've
You
heard
had to take
terrifying.
you had to take a running start at that hill.
It is running a little better now.
It doesn't go fast enough to be terrifying, Nathan.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it's more the traffic around you because you're right on ground level.
traffic
And
stays
there's-
away from you. Traffic gets out of your way.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's Cambridge. There is one car, and luckily he was parked at the time, so we were okay.
You know where my house? I was coming down the hill by my house. You know, into the park,
Yeah.
and there's a baseball diamond in there, and these little kids were playing base. This is a couple years ago, and unfortunately, and it's better now, but it used to make a lot of noise. Like it was like a tractor. It sounds like a tractor, like a low flying tractor, and a little bit of smoke and everything. So I'm going down the road, and I see off in the distance this kid is about to hit. He's all lined up, and I see him do this. He's like, and then the pitcher, and they're like, "What's he looking at?" And like, "What is that noise?" And so I go down, and this bustling baseball game just stopped. And there's like silence, and all I can hear now is my own stupid engine. And I'm like, "Please don't stall. Please just don't stall. Just get me through." So I got through the baseball game, and I drove away, and I never came back.
What's the motor vehicle law with sidecars? Like,
It's legal.
like
It's a motorcycle.
It's not really a thing anymore. So how did they?
No, they use it. It's a motorcycle license. So you still have to have a license to drive it. And motorcycles with sidecars are not.
The sidecar?
No.
No.
No
Randy just told me to like try and look like a mannequin if a cop drove by. Just go limp and put your head over the side. And if a cop asks you anything, you hold still. Whatever you do, you hold still.
It's a half truth. No, it's illegal. It's perfectly legal. I got it certified. It's all above board.
Wow. I wonder how many motorcycles with sidecars they actually certify these days.
Not many.
Yeah.
But most of them are new. So the issue, mine is an old one, and it always had a sidecar, as opposed to a lot of them where you put sidecars on. Because you can mount a sidecar to any motorcycle, and it is legal, as far as I know.
Wow.
If it's not legal, damn it, when I'm elected, that's the first thing we're going to do.
Finally getting your hands on that elusive sidecar vote.
This is a glimpse of what Randy Johnston would be like given a little bit of power. It would be out of control.
Here are the following things I care about in descending order. Sidecars, that is all.
It's your one
Man,
great.
You're getting me excited now.
I
haven't. No, Triumph is a different bike. This is as excited as I've been about the campaign since I kind of forgot about it. This is fantastic.
Do you think maybe when they restart it, they just don't tell you? They just sort of. There's a couple of people on that stage whose calls they just don't return, and they'll just quietly do the rest of the election without these guys.
Well, to be honest, they don't need us. I mean, there are 9 people running, and whoever wins, I'm sure they're going to be just as good or bad as anybody that's currently there. It's not.
Well, I thought you were going to win.
There are no.
Yeah,
monsters.
when I win, Randy, come on.
No.
Come on.
The odds are at best 1 in 9, right? Because there are 9 people.
No, if you are a popular candidate, the odds are better than 1 in 9. It's like saying, hey, I have a pizza and then 8 pieces of shit. The odds are 1 in 9 someone will eat the pizza. People want the good thing.
No, the odds are 1 in 9 you'll get the right slice.
Yeah, that's picking randomly though.
Yes.
That's if they go into the voting
people
booth,
get
close
to
their eyes
choose, Randy. There's a choice. If you are better, they can choose you. You can increase the odds. This isn't a blind taste. Or was, you know what? Actually, I don't know much about Cambridge politics. Is it just going
as a
blind?
future candidate, you should familiarize yourself with the electoral process. A little bit.
I'm well
they
aware of the
don't spin you
electoral
around and have you like pin the tail on the donkey.
Would that be so wrong if they did? Would that really be?
In fact, that will be my next legislative act.
My
My
money's
gavel's upstairs.
I'm praying that it was that nervous dude at the end. I hope he gets elected.
I think he's a good guy.
I'm sure he's a good guy. He just came off as not very comfortable on television, which was entertaining for me.
Well, who is really?
There's
There's a reason
You
I was
looked
on
very
radio as long as I
comfortable.
was. Huh?
You looked very comfortable.
Well,
You always look comfortable. You look comfortable right now. You're the only man who looks comfortable in the middle of the night in a 3-piece suit.
3-piece. First of all, it's a 1-piece suit.
Yeah, it's a no-piece
I-
suit. If there's Does the hat count as one of the pieces? Is that a piece?
No, this is because haircuts are expensive.
Yeah. So wow.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, no, never mind. You're not Belloc. You're Tilda Swinton. That's even better.
I do feel a little bit like Tilda Swinton. But yeah, that's my hair now. Amelia has offered to cut it for me.
I'm starting to see these home haircuts happening.
The
They are
bowl
mostly not great.
The bowl cut
Well,
is
I think-
making a rebound.
I think
now
she did a good
fashionable.
job. I think
Jeff got a not bad haircut from his girlfriend. That so far is the most acceptable home cut I have seen.
No, but if I know Natasha, this was she strikes me as a meticulous individual.
There was a lot of care into that
And
haircut.
she was not like whoever did yours who thinks you're joining the Navy or
Like
or
the
Yeah.
two of you.
What
Hey,
time your
look-
boat leave?
This is the longest my hair has been in like 8 years. I've got a real hippie, long-haired hippie do happening up here.
Are you
Look at this.
playing video games with people overseas right now? What's
That's
going-
right.
Yeah.
I got a game
You
of World
working
of
for
Warcraft
Rogers?
happening.
Is our call very important to you, Andrew?
I still haven't got your credit card information for the stair lift yet, sir.
Yeah.
That is
And,
the dream.
Do you want me to throw in? I'll throw in like half a dozen magic bullets with that if you want.
Oh, we have two. We have.
I'm
two
sure you
magic
do. And how often do you use your magic bullets, sir?
bullets. I have yet to see the magic.
Of course you do. Yes, the magic bullet looks so easy on TV, and they don't really cut out that part where you have to shop for the ingredients and take them home.
And clean it.
It's not the preparation is the reason people aren't using it. It's because you get takeout, because that's easy.
Well, you just like a peanut butter sandwich is easy,
Yes, but
Yeah.
sorry, I'm being eaten alive by bugs. All of a sudden, they just found me.
Well, anyway, maybe we
Nathan,
should.
did we just hit? Was that the flashlight or?
Yeah, I think so.
The flies are all
Maybe
circling around the base of the
unexpected
fleshlight.
Well, are you guys supposed to do something about how? Oh, by the way, before we go any further, I want to tell you all about Patreon. I want to tell you all about.
Is it? Hey, what Randy is trying to do here is mine us for exactly how a podcast works, so he can copy us. But yes, actually, I should address some of our sponsors. Nathan, do you want to throw it out to some of our many sponsors?
Well, I'd like to thank Awadwat for their kind donation.
Henderson's Hat Wax. Thank you for Henderson's Hat Wax. For a smooth hatting, it's Henderson's. Nathan, take it away.
No, it's Randy's
Your turn to make up. Randy, throw it out to one of our sponsors.
My hat did not used to be waxed, and it was a hassle. It was not doing the job I got my hat to do. Now with Henderson Hat Wax, I mean, come on.
Thank you, Randy, for that fine testimonial.
That's the best testimonial ever.
It was haberdasher to haberdasher, as we all know. My weekend was like anyone's weekend, one haberdashery to the next. With Henderson's Hat Wax, it's one quick trip a week. Click, wick, and down to the shops, yes.
Their
Henderson's Hat
inventory
Wax.
changes. Their inventory changes every week. So you should go back like winners. Keep going back. You never know.
Winners, I love Winners. Winners is the Russian roulette of shopping. It's just
I haven't
Yeah.
been shopping in months now, I guess.
Yeah.
And before that, years.
So what has the pandemic given you an excuse for that you had to make up excuses for before, but now you don't need to?
What do you mean?
Like now you're not leaving the house seems fine and normal, or you're not shopping, or you're constant putting a handkerchief over your face as you've been doing for the last 20 minutes.
Well, I've got a little bit of a. I don't think it's a cold, but it's like a just a sniffle, just a little sniffle, a little tuberculosis. Like
Ah, there you go.
COVID.
But I've just been sitting. I've been at home. I've been out. We have a deck. I sit out on the deck and yell at neighbor children. And
I've been using it to get fatter, and use it as an excuse.
That's because
which
you
has
and
been great.
Beatrice are always baking.
That's right, baby. I bake with a 4-year-old, so that stuff comes out edible sometimes.
You didn't ever use those. We got Beatrice, Nathan. We got Beatrice something for Christmas one year, and I know it was toxic. I know.
It was a bag of cookies, you bastard. We poisoned these cookies, so I know they're toxic.
It was some kind of, I forget. It was some kind of arts and crafts.
Oh yes, we did that.
And we
toy.
We didn't read the instructions, and we got there. I gather. I don't know if Andrew read or somebody noticed.
I read them and told you.
Oh,
yeah, Randy gave us a toy for Beatrice, a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, Randy bought a toy for Beatrice, and it's I looked at the package as we opened to use it, and it was like for ages like 12 and up or something. It's like it was make your own jewelry. You turned clay, you made clay, and then you cooked it in the oven, and it became like jewelry, which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a
but
great
it's like
gift,
but,
a thoughtful gift.
A thoughtful gift with instructions like, please be aware, do this in a ventilated space. Could harm the lungs of children 5 and under.
It's something like cook at 350 degrees for best results. If you cook at 375 degrees,
a toxic gas will emanate from your stove and choke your family. Fatal to kids under 5. So yeah, but 2 weeks into quarantine, we did it anyway because I'd rather we all die than have to go through this any longer. No, it was fun. We made a bunch of things.
Like in your house, though, Andrew, because Nathan, you've got enough hidey holes in your house.
Oh yeah,
and I've got plenty of space here. Like I can hide in a lot of different places. Andrew, where do you hide? Because your house.
I'm there now. I'm on the back porch. This is where I hide.
He hides in his car.
That's right. That's called my crying space. No, I cry in my car. I hide on my porch, sir.
Oh, I had to go out. Amelia's birthday was Monday, and on Sunday I realized that she did not want a grandfather clock. So,
did you also realize on Sunday it was her birthday?
No, I knew it was her birthday. I originally was going to get her a bicycle. That I found while looting at my parents' house.
Okay.
But I couldn't get it fixed. I couldn't get it repaired in time. So I got her a grandfather clock because that's like collateral.
So the grandfather clock that you got her was looted from your parents' place, right?
No. This is Kijiji. I got it here. They kept everything. It's in mint condition. They kept everything. And even on the back it says, Jay, there's soup in the fridge, add a little H2O, love mom. So that's a family clock.
And was this under the Kijiji listing free if you take it away today?
No, practically, but no, it was really good. There's the original. I think it's the Bay or maybe Sears.
We are now in a generation where you can get a grandfather clock dirt cheap because nobody has. I am inheriting a grandfather clock soon. By the way. I will be part of the GFC. I'll be part of the GFC team soon enough.
So here's the deal. So I got the grandfather clock, and I had to get help to get it in. I couldn't leave it in. I didn't want to leave it in the car overnight, and so Amelia saw it the night before.
This is, by the way, our new segment, Grandfather Clock Talk. Nathan, put a banner up there. GFCT. Grandfather Clock Talk time with Randy Johnston. Continue with your Grandfather Clock Talk for this week.
All right, swinging. Okay, so basically, I realized that this clock was not by itself going to do the job, and I had already asked some musician friends of mine to record something. So I was going to sing her a little song for her birthday, a little video montage of some photos, really charming stuff, really nice. And I did a decent job.
Well, yeah, that was.
But I didn't. I forgot that I had to sing it, and I'm a loud person, so I had to go. You talk about being in your car. I had to sit in my car in the driveway at 3 a.m. to put this together, and so. Yeah, so I had somewhere.
I was waiting so long for that light to cut out. The first time it wouldn't cut out because I had a great visual gag. And I was like, why won't this fucking light cut out? Because I have Randy telling a long story. This is such a good show.
Guys,
Don't worry, Andrew, there's a great
Clock
punchline.
talk is killing us.
Andrew, I'm sure it's building to something great. Just give it a minute.
It was.
Yeah. No, keep going. I'm sorry.
No,
I ruined
we're out
clock
of time
talk.
for clock talk. I can see by the old clock on the wall.
Well, from me and my fellow ding-dongs, we've like 4 new segments this week. Sorry?
I'm
So is
waiting
this-
for the punchline of that story.
Doesn't matter. No, doesn't matter. Sleepy Joe over there wanted to just take the pin out of my balloon and put it in my other balloon.
Surely you must think use a clock metaphor. Something with a spring out of the gadget of the gadget. I don't know. I don't know clock talk. I'm not the host of Clock Talk. I'm sure you can come up with something.
It's going to be retooled. We need retooling for clock talk. Okay, so you got to tell me, how do I get these backgrounds that you have?
The last 45 minutes of our show is just teaching Randy how to use Zoom.
Maybe we should wrap it up right around here.
We'll wrap it up, stop recording, and then we'll spend another 45 minutes teaching Randy Zoom. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Nathan Lee.
I've been Andrew Patterson.
I've been wasting my time.
And then I think been free cheese. Okay. Clock Talk.
Wash our hands often to our elbows. These are the things we know. If people want to wear a mask, that is okay. These are the things we know. That prevents you from speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. Speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. Speaking moistly. I'm not a medical expert. These are the things we know. Keep 2 meters apart. What I have heard from medical experts. These are the things we know. That prevents you from speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. 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 Speaking moistly.